This first part of the video, which is just the groundwork warm-up, is in 2.5x speed, so I apologize if it's a little abrupt or the camera seems a little jerky. I'm recording this with my Pivo on a tripod on the far side of the arena, and it does its best to follow the horse, but when you turn the speed up, it can get a little jerky, or it seems like it might be a little shaky when she's following on the lunge line. So I like to just check in with these colts. It's ride number 10 today for Nova, and the first few are done in the round pen, and now she's just starting on a couple rides out in the arena. Our arena is not even fenced in, as you can see, and it drops off, I don't know, about 2.5 feet off a ledge on the far side. So it's really important that all the colts that we start have some of the basics down before we come ride out here. And that's why I like to check in too on the lunge line, just for my safety and for the rides to continue to go the right direction. So here I am just using this little box and my ground logs to trot over them. This is just so great for many reasons. It's a great exercise for their body and for their mind. It also gets them to start to figure out how to pick up their feet and place them in the right spot. After she does that, softly with cadence, I come out and ask for the lope. The first time I asked her, she picked up the wrong lead, so I just break her down and then re-ask her again to pick up the lead, and now she's loping around cute on the right lead. This is just really nice to do because as these colts are figuring out how to carry themselves, it's hard to ask them to carry me around and lope a circle with a rider when they've never loped a circle even on their own. So I like to get them picking up the correct lead, loping off when I ask. I don't want them running off. I want them just picking up the lope, finding some cadence, slowing that down, and just really using their body correctly to carry themselves on the circle. I don't want them pulling on the lunge line, dragging, throwing their head up in the sky, anything like that. And when I give them the cue to slow down, which I just kind of bend my body a little bit and say easy, I want them to come back down right away and right back to me. It's something good to check in because when I am going to ride her and I will be on her back, I would like to have that cue to fall back on, and her just to understand it completely and not be worried about it, so that I don't get into a wreck out in the open. So after I get that lead lope nice and how I like it, I come back and I trot my logs in my box the other direction. And when I'm happy with that, I go ahead and stop her and touch her all over with the whip. Just kind of, I swung it above her head and things like that, and just make sure her brain is in the right spot for the day. So after that, I go ahead and climb on. I'm happy with her mind. I'm happy with where she's at. I did just start wearing a helmet for some of these colts and for the first few rides and just for safety, and I'm getting used to it, but it's a lot comfier than I thought it would be, and I think it's a great safety tool. My body is my biggest asset, so taking care of it is going to be a priority for me this year. So as we're riding around, I'm not asking for too much besides some basic things. Go forward off my leg, steer off my hands. It doesn't need to be perfect, but I'm not going to let her pull on me or lean on me or anything like that. And she's doing great. She's just being super quiet, being guided around just fine. Step her through my box, just get her kind of thinking. Nova is a quieter horse in general. She is pretty cool-blooded and easygoing. She has been handled a lot since she was a baby too, so not much gets her riled up. So it's very nice to just put her around and just show her the things that we need to do. Right there, I asked her to turn and step over, and she just got kind of dull and was being a little lazy, so I just kind of pulled her around there and went off the other direction. This is the first time riding her over some of these obstacles, and she didn't care at all. We've done it a lot on the ground, so it's not much different for her. She's confident with it and not worried about it. It's nice too for me to have a plan for these guys. So right now, where she hasn't carried a rider, it's just time under saddle, walking around, just getting her comfortable, carrying me around, letting her investigate things, and then give her a place to go. So I'm gonna weave these cones, I think a little bit here. And it just gives us both a clear visual, so I can know where I'm steering and she can know why I'm steering her. Just is helpful for both of us, and I think it's kind of fun. Keeps their brain engaged, because if you're just walking around in circles, they'll get bored pretty quickly. Just gives them something to think about. We got Mariah. You see her behind the arena. She's on our patience pole. She's watching, cheering us on, I guess. And I think Lola's over there on the side too. I usually tie up horses either before they get worked or after. It kind of just depends on my schedule for the day. So here I flexed her and she walked off without me asking. So I just went and flexed her again. So you gotta wait till I ask you to go somewhere. That's just basic safety things. Make it a big deal, but just kind of establish that right away. Don't want her walking off without me asking. I'm gonna go ahead and be really clear about my ask and carry on again. So here I'm putting on a neck rein, opening my direct rein, and pushing with my outside leg, and just starting to get her some basic concepts off of that. And she does have the basics of that down. I am already teaching them how to stop off of my seat and my leg and my voice. My reins is what I use last. And then just getting some couple backup steps here. I do not pick on the backup in the first few rides. Just everything I want to be relaxed and forward. I don't really worry too much about the backup or a ton of steps, but what I want is exactly what she did. When I grab my reins, she softens to that bit and takes a step back. That's all I need, and reward off that 1, 2, 3 steps backwards and slowly increase it. So looks now, I was happy with the walking around. Now we're just gonna jog a little bit. I'm starting on a smaller circle just to make sure that, she won't spook or get on a faster speed because you see a long, straightaway. So with the Colt, just kind of start on a smaller circle, get a feel for how they're doing, and then go ahead and send them out either on a bigger circle, or I think I'm going to go around some of my little obstacles and direct her around the arena a little bit more. The biggest thing is just relax forward movement. I'm not worried about her face too much. I'm just worried about guiding her. I'm using my neck rein and opening my direct rein. Keeping her going, keeping her holding speed, not letting her die until I ask her to. Right there, I had to kind of say, come on, keep trotting. She's a super cute little mover. I think she's gonna stop too. That's pretty good. So I was happy with that. She put some effort into the stop. She listened to my seat. She listened to my voice. There we go. Perfect. Asking her to kind of step that shoulder around, just one step, and rewarding her, opening the door, and then pushing her to the door with my neck rein and my outside leg, and just asking her to step over. Good job. And release and reward it right after she takes that step. All it is just a bunch of repetition for these guys. Ask them, release, over and over, and just reward them for their try, and pretty soon it all starts getting put together. This Nova is a 2-year-old quarter horse filly. She came here for some groundwork, and then we ended up deciding it would be a good time to just go ahead and get her started with some light riding. And she's doing really good with it. I think Baby Kate's taking notes there on the side of the arena. But overall, I'm very pleased with this ride. Nova is loping under saddle in the round pen. A couple more rides and I think I'll feel comfortable to go ahead and lope her around out in the open. But I just like to build them up slowly so we don't go backwards. I know that she will lope, I know that she'll go, so we'll just focus on steering, stopping, and things like that for a couple rides, and then start adding in some some loping out here in the open. Could have seen me take my lower leg off, use my voice to stop. We're all looking at baby Kate, I think, because she's about to come into the arena. I think I end up dismounting here just because our ride is going so good. I didn't need baby Kate to come, you know, sniff her privates and make her squeal or who knows what. So I said, I'll just jump off and go say hi to baby Kate.
Why does baby Kate not look very much smaller than Nova? She ain't.
She's kind of always pestering it, so it's good that all the colts get used to her.